Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. With the unfortunate news in the United Kingdom on Thursday, I would like to dedicate this stream, the whole stream, to the wonderful and hard-working monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. I was a big fan of our Queen and thought she was a wonderful, charismatic woman, and this is very sad news to hear. It's very sad news to hear of her passing, but her memories will live on of her wonderful life and will stay in our hearts forever. What a fabulous and glamorous woman our Queen was. She had so much impact in the world, probably the most famous person that's ever walked the earth. I mean, she certainly was famous. She certainly, was very, very well known throughout the entire world. And I shall very much miss our Queen, as I was a massive fan. And wow, I can't believe that she finally passed. But she's now in heaven, and it's quite a sad sort of mourning. The whole country's in mourning, and yeah, that's the Queen. Hello, Amy. Yeah, I did miss you on Wednesday last week, but hey, don't worry about it. It's not a problem at all. I can't expect you to watch them all, and it's fine. Don't worry. But thanks for joining tonight as well. This particular stream I'm just dedicating to the Queen. I didn't think it were appropriate to do anything else, while the sort of country was in mourning. So I thought I would dedicate it to our wonderful Queen. I was quite a royalist. I don't know about yourself, but I was quite a royalist. And I particularly like the Queen because I think she worked so hard for the country. But yeah, a fabulous and glamorous woman. And it's quite an upsetting time, really, for many of us, really. Because, I mean, the Queen is all I've ever known in my lifetime, and it probably will be, well, it will be yours as well. And there's never been any other monarch, head of state in this country. But yeah, thanks for joining again, Amy. I really do appreciate you coming on. So it does help the stream, it helps a lot. So yeah, so during the Queen's 70-year reign, Queen Elizabeth II greeted 15 United Kingdom prime ministers, and the first one that she greeted was the statesman, Sir Winston Churchill, and the current was our Liz Truss, prime minister, the current prime minister now. But I'm going to go through those prime ministers. I just wanted to read all the prime ministers that Her Majesty the Queen had sworn into office. So the first one, as I say, was Sir Winston Churchill, who she sworn into office in 1951. The second prime minister she sworn into office was Anthony Eden in 1955. Then she sworn in Harold Macmillan in 1953. Then Sir Alec Douglas Home in 1963. And then Harold Wilson, she sworn in 1964, and then she saw him again in 1974, where she sworn him in again. He served 2 terms. Sir Edward Heath was the next prime minister in 1970, and then followed by James Callaghan in 1976, and then the Baroness Margaret Thatcher in 1979, and Margaret lasted 11 years, and then she the Queen swore in Sir John Major in 1990, and in 1997 she saw Sir Tony Blair, followed by Gordon Brown in 2007, and then David Cameron in 2010, Theresa May in 2016, quite recently, and then Boris Johnson in 2019, and then Liz Truss, who was sworn in just a week ago. It's very must be a very difficult time for Liz Truss, becoming prime minister, and then the head of the state dies. Awful. Liz Truss is the 56th British prime minister as well. So that's some, 15 prime ministers is quite a lot. And during Queen Elizabeth II's reign, Her Majesty also met 13 sitting US presidents. Um, so although you're not believing the monarchy and are critical of the monarchy, 96, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've all got us opinions. I'm not a religious sort of person. I know that you had experiences in Italy. Yeah, a ban from entering Italy. Yeah, a long time male relatives of that former. Yeah, yeah, I know there were certain issues there. Yeah, um, yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. So the first message the public received was that Queen Elizabeth was under medical supervision, and later that Thursday evening, this message was being read out from newsrooms across the world. The Queen had died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon, and the King and Queen concert will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London um, tomorrow. That was the message that was read out. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's that. And then we heard a statement from His Majesty the King Charles III. Now that a message was put out, which was a statement from His Majesty the King at the time of the Queen's death. The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much loved mother. Um, I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by countless people across the world. During this period of mourning, any change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held. Um, and Our Prime Minister, Liz Truss, paid tribute to the Queen with Elizabeth in a speech to the nation. And I'll read some of what she said. She said that we're all devastated by the news that we have just heard from Balmoral. The death of Her Majesty the Queen is a huge shock to the nation and the world. Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built. Our country has grown and flourished under her reign. Britain is the great country it is because of her. She ascended to the throne just after the Second World War. She championed the development of the Commonwealth from a small group of 7 countries to a family of 56 nations spanning every continent of the world. We are now a modern, thriving, dynamic nation through thick and thin. Elizabeth II provided us with the stability and strength that we needed. She was the very spirit of Great Britain, and that spirit will endure. She has been our longest ever reigning monarch. It's an extraordinary achievement to preside with such dignity and grace for 70 years. Her life and service stretches beyond most of our living memories. In return, she was loved and admired by the people of the United Kingdom and all around the world. She has been a personal inspiration to me and many Britons. Her devotion to duty is an example to us all. Earlier this week, at 96, she remained determined to carry on her duties as she appointed me as her 15th Prime Minister. That's right. Throughout her life, she visited more than 100 countries, and she has touched the lives of millions around the world. It's in the difficult days ahead, we will come together with our friends across the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the world to celebrate her extraordinary lifetime of service. It is a great loss, Queen Elizabeth. It is a great loss. Queen Elizabeth II leaves a great legacy. Today, the crown passes as it has done for more than 1,000 years to our new monarchy. Our head of state is Majesty King Charles III. With the king's family, we mourn the loss of his mother, and as we mourn, we must come together as a people to support him. We must come together as people to support him, to help him bear the awesome responsibility that he now carries for us all. We offer him our loyalty and devotion, just as his mother devoted so much to the many for so long. And with the passing of the second Elizabethan age, we usher in a new era in the magnificent history of our great country, exactly as Her Majesty would have wished by saying the words, God save the King. Yeah, I mean, there has been a few comments that I've seen, Amy, with regard to some of the vile people. I mean, yeah, let her rest in peace. I mean, but she's been a really good queen, and to as far as I'm concerned, and I think that their messages are just out of order. They really are. But there have been many kind-hearted messages from people all across the globe, really, as well, which have certainly, been the majority, which is good. It's been a sad time, really, for many of us. I mean, I'm quite upset that she's passed away, and it's yeah, going to be a different era, really, where with the Charles III era is going to be a different era. But I just wanted to add to the array of heartwarming messages that Queen Elizabeth II has had, that she was a massive asset to the United Kingdom and will be solemnly missed by the many. Queen Elizabeth is the only head of state I've known in my country in my lifetime. I'm grateful to have seen the Queen Elizabeth in real life. I'm grateful for her services to the United Kingdom, of which she was a very hardworking and dedicated queen, and wish her well. Yeah, so King Charles III has today been formally proclaimed as the new monarch. Today, and that was actually today. I did watch quite a lot of it, and yeah, may you rest in peace, Your Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II, and God save the King. Yeah, so that's quite a new era. It's quite a sad passing. It's quite a new era, and yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable, really. I can't believe what's happened. It's quite a sort of unbelievable thing that has happened. But we've all got to move on, and we've all got to just remember the good times from the Queen, really. And yeah, I didn't prepare too much today, so I haven't really got a lot more prepared. So I might have to call this one a very short one, and we'll sort of be on the stream on Wednesday again. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah, a very difficult time for many, because I know a lot of people are upset about the passing of a great queen. And yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here because, as I say, I didn't prepare a full amount. So thanks for joining me, Amy. It's really appreciated. Sorry I couldn't go on for longer. It's just that I didn't really prepare for now. I didn't prepare to be on quite long, but yeah, so yeah, may our Majesty the Queen Elizabeth the second rest in peace, and God save the kings. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will be on Wednesday next week. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.